Howdy, howdy, folks. This is Beers and Gears, episode 6. I'm Blade.
I'm John.
We got our guest coming here in a little bit. He might even be a little early, you never know.
You guys ask for him. Ask and you shall receive.
We'll see how that turns out.
Let's just say, subtle hint, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah. We'll see you there.
See ya.
Driver, start your engines. Get all strapped in. The nerves are there till I flip that switch and it all goes away. Nothing in the world can get to me when I'm on that track. There's nothing else that matters. Just going fast and turning laps, just trying to move forward. I could go skydiving or bungee jump, the adrenaline still doesn't compare. Taking that left turn fast as you can, the give and take, the bump, the bang. Trying to be the first to get to that checkered flag. I just wanna race my race. You gotta be fast or you're the worst. You gotta be fast or you're gonna get your I just wanna race my race. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Are you all ready? Get ready to roll. That ball's best strike. You feel the rumble of the crowd as the cars go speeding by. All the dirt in the air, the smell of tires, cars passing back and forth. See the excitement, the pain, the sadness, the joy, the failures and the triumph. Whoa, feel the victory closing in. Yeah. Ain't nothing like it in the world. Well, let's walk, race my race. Crack a beer afterwards. I just wanna race my race. Lots of full left turns. Get that flag, stand on that roof. Whoa, I just wanna race my race. I just wanna race. Win or lose, gonna have fun either way. Whoa, I just wanna race my race. I just wanna race, crack a beer afterwards. Whoa, I just wanna race my race. I just wanna race. You gotta be faster, you're the worst. You gotta be faster, you're gonna get past. I just wanna race my race. If you can't be the show, be the show, right? The pain, the sadness, the joy, the failures and the
I think. Oh, that was the fiver.
Yeah, what's the fiver?
Well, welcome back to Beers and Gears, episode 6. I'm Blade.
I'm Jonathan. And this is,
Danny Bennett.
oh boy, we got him.
Finally, I'm here.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yep.
So they know who you are because, well, let's face it, you're up there in popularity.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Just a little bit.
So where are you from? People don't know.
Right here, Benton, New Diggings.
Yeah, Bert.
Didn't you used to live right across the street?
Right over here.
Yeah.
Yep, right over
Yep.
here.
What was your first racing experience, and how old do you think you were?
Oh, I don't know. Probably going to the fair race and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably when I was 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then I started helping Jason.
20-some years ago now.
Yeah, it'd be 20.
2003 was his first year.
No, 2000 was his
2000,
first year.
that's right.
Yeah.
Charlie just had that.
Well, it's like 25 years. It's ridiculous.
That's a long time.
Yes, that would be, though.
What were some of your favorite drivers? We'll split that into like local drivers or whatever pro drivers that you like.
Well, Jason, of course.
Yeah. Who doesn't
I
like
have to
Jason?
say Ben Wilberding. He's my favorite driver, I think.
Cool to see him get back out there. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember watching Benny all the time. It was fun to watch him.
Didn't win many races, but it was always exciting.
Oh yeah.
Always exciting when he was behind the wheel.
He had
Every
that
day.
big sticker on the hood. I remember that was my first
Yeah.
memory of his car.
Yeah, so long as you're having a good time, that's all you need. That's for sure.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I remember him sitting there with the hot dogs at the exit or whatever at the track exit,
Oh yeah.
and asking all the drivers if they wanted his wieners. And
Yep, I went with him when we bought that roller grill.
oh my,
Dubuque.
when did you start racing? You know,
I started racing. Well, it's kind of a long story, but so Jeff Robbins, who's Jason's cousin,
Mhm.
wanted to build a 4-cylinder, so I helped him put that together. Ford Probe.
Boy.
Back in the day when they would keep up with the Neons. I don't think they would now. 110 horse stock.
Jeez.
So anyway, I helped him put that together. This was 2003.
On 3.
Year I graduated. That's how old I am. So he was going like to college in Chicago, so I'd like work on the car during the week, and then he'd come back on the weekend and race it. Well, Grant County Fair race, he couldn't make it back, of course, during the week.
Yep.
So I drove it. And in heat race, I sucked, of course. And then it wasn't a feature; it was the B main, because back then there was at least 30 cars every night. There was a B main every night. So I start the B main probably 5th or 4th, I don't know. Reuben Riley, I don't know if you remember that name, rolled his car over.
Oh.
Another car wrecked. So I ended up winning the B main on my first night ever racing.
There you go.
There's some luck there.
I still have the trophy somewhere, I think.
How'd you do in the feature that night?
Back then you didn't make the feature.
Oh, you didn't? You just B-main, you're
So
done?
you won the B main, you got a trophy
Oh,
and everything.
so now B-main just means you're in the
Yeah,
feature.
you just get to go to the feature, yeah.
And you said Ford Probe was there, and what other cars? Like, is that the only 4-cylinder you drove?
That's pretty much, I had a Mazda MX-6, which is actually the exact same thing as a Ford Probe.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the next year, 2004, I got my own car, and that's what I had. Then I had a couple Probes after that.
We had a guy racing with us. I don't know, probably remember that red, white, and silver Probe that was there.
Yep.
We used to call it the slow Probe.
Yeah, they were kind of slow.
Quick at the time because basically it was knock the windows out. And
Yeah.
Eric told me at one point the rule was the radio had to work and everything.
Yep, they used to have brake lights.
Oh.
They used a lot of them would get rid of the stock ones, but they'd mount a little light
Let's stop
in the
by
back
back.
window. That used to be a rule
Hmm.
when they first started.
I don't know. Well, that might be nice actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not too
Yeah.
bad at
Pay
all.
attention when somebody's lifting and tapping a brake coming in the corner.
I mean, back then it was Ford Escorts, Dodge Omnis,
Oh, there you go, Dodge Omnis.
Ford Probes. Then the Neon started coming in. Of course, they blew everybody away. It's tough to keep up with them.
No, now you got to worry about the Hondas.
Mm-hmm.
No, I bet.
You can do a lot with those. A lot of money, but if you want to spend some money, you're gonna be quick.
Oh yeah.
So, other than like helping Jason and them, what made you want to get into racing? Was it always there? Was it just kind of something being around them? Or?
Yeah, I always liked the races. I used to always beg my dad to take me to the races when I was a kid, and he didn't take me very often, of course. At least as often as I wanted to go.
Oh.
So then once we got into high school and I started helping Jason in the pits and stuff, that's kind of when I got hooked and wanted to do it. But of course, driving that 4-cylinder, it's all downhill from there.
Hey,
I heard he used to get pretty rowdy with the Robbins crew back in the day.
Oh yeah, we got some fights.
Oh man.
We had some brawls. Let's see. One time, Jevin and Jason were both racing that limited late model class, and one guy wrecked Jason or something. So under caution, Cal went out by the gate, told Jevin, stopped him, and pointed at the guy who wrecked him, said, "You wrecked him." And it was, so they started the race. Jevin spun him out, put him in the wall or something, and they come spinning to a stop right in front of that gate by where we pit.
Oh no.
So his crew runs out onto the track, tries pulling Jevin out of the car, which they couldn't. And then we all run out onto the track, and of course I'm the last one to get out there. I don't look at me, do I run? And so I get out there and I just barrel into this whole group of people and knock them all over. Well, it turns out Cal was at the bottom.
Oh, God.
So then they told us we're kicked out of there and all this stuff, but it was the last race of the year anyway, so
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
One of my old coworkers, Dustin Ferry, was telling me about that one.
Oh yeah,
Basically like
yeah.
a whole pit brawl, basically.
Oh yeah,
You guys were what, like 16, something like that at the time? Not even.
probably. I don't even remember what year it was, but I
Yeah,
might have been older than that.
just a tad older anyway.
Yeah,
I think you said Jevin was 16, so it was like.
probably Jevin was 16,
Like
so
an
we would have been
adult
like
trying to
18,
wail on
19, yeah.
So then you've been playing experiences, like you got a band and all that.
Playing a band, Meat Plow.
Why Meat Plow? What's the.
So we play mostly music from the 90s, rock music from the 90s.
Yep.
Meat Plow is the name of a Stone Temple Pilots song. Okay,
That's what I was figuring.
how I come up with the idea. It wasn't a serious idea. I just said, "Oh, hey, this could be a name." Nobody come up with anything better.
Yeah, unless it's
So
stuck.
it's stuck.
So
again.
here we are. And then after that, like months later, our singer says, "Oh, yeah, I had a list on my phone of all these band names we could have used." It's like, "Oh, that would have been handy at the beginning."
Yeah, now you
Most
tell
of
us.
them were way better than Meat Plow, but it's unique.
Yeah. People
Something different.
people want to ask what's that when they see it
Yeah,
out
what the
there.
hell's that mean?
Yeah.
You guys have some pretty big shows.
Yeah, played the casino and stuff. Review.
To me, that's pretty big.
Yeah, that's big for us. Yeah.
So after that, why? Again, another question, a why question. Why the Niner? I know why, but
Okay.
for people who don't know.
So you two might be too young for this, but I mean, one of my favorite movies ever, Chris Farley, Tommy Boy. That whole scene when he gets off the plane, he's questioning him about it, why you're late and all this stuff. And did I catch a niner in there? That's how I got the.
The
If you've never
Niner.
seen that movie, watch it. It's great.
So did you watch my episode with Chuck?
Yes.
Yes. Did you see my video game car? Yours?
Yeah, I did. That is really cool.
That's pretty close, right?
Yeah, it's really close. I couldn't believe it.
I
Was
was
that
at-
on iRacing or?
Nope, that's on World of Outlaws, their Xbox
Okay.
game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I used to play iRacing.
Yeah, and iRacing made it.
Yeah,
so they
it's
partnered
probably
with
the
Monsters,
same
so
game, basically.
Pretty close. And then you nicknamed your car a couple of nicknames.
The Stimulator.
The Stimulator. Yeah. Why the Stimulator? What's
Wow.
So when I first got back into racing, which should be 2021 season, it'll be 2020. We were putting the car together. You know, it was COVID, all that shit going down. Oh, can I swear on here?
Oh, I guess you can now. We'll
That's
fix
just
it.
how I talk.
We'll fix it.
Anyway,
Chuck warned us.
yeah, I know. Well, whatever. So we were getting stimulus checks and all that stuff, and I kind of added up after I got the car how much I had spent, and it was pretty much exactly how much we had gotten stimulus money. So we decided to call it the Stimulator.
There you go. And you got a couple other
And then
nicknames.
the Grey Ghost,
Yep.
which I love the band Ghost. If you've never heard of
Yep.
them, I don't know if you ever heard of them.
It sounds familiar, but
They like wear masks.
yeah, I'd have to hear them again.
They have like a whole gimmick.
You
It's like
I'd
probably know the logo if you saw them, basically.
I'd have to
it
hear
can
them.
be described as Scooby Doo heavy metal.
Oh,
Perfect.
Yeah. So
We got the Meat Wagon. I heard
the
that
beef
one.
wagon.
The beef
Yeah.
wagon.
So last year, I ended up with like 5 farmers as sponsors, 5 different farmers.
oh, here you go.
So I just thought the beef wagon would be a good nickname for the car too.
Yeah. Since it was all meat.
Yeah, yeah. Meat Plow and farmers and It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I mean, hey, it worked out.
Yeah.
You got any favorite racing stories from any of those cars?
I have lots of stories.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Well, let's go back to the 4-cylinders. So, let's see, what year was it? I may or may not have had nitrous in my 4-cylinder.
That was on the list for me to
I
ask.
think it was 2006.
Oh shoot.
Boy, does that shit work.
Yeah?
Oh, man. I had a 75 shot in it,
Ooh,
which isn't a lot. You're talking about nitrous.
a lot compared to nothing.
For a 4-cylinder with 110 horsepower,
Yeah.
it was a lot. But, so I let Jeff Robbins drive it the first night in Dubuque. Every time he'd hit that button, there's like a 1 foot long blue flame coming out of the exhaust.
It looked like Fast and Furious.
Well, he
going
held the
around.
button down a little too long. That was before there was a wall in Dubuque.
Oh.
So coming into turn 3, he just went flying off the track down into the parking lot. I thought, oh man, he rolled it for sure.
Yeah.
Junk.
Nope, he come driving back up on.
Perfect.
Hey,
After
how
that,
to finish it?
we
Yeah.
put a muffler on it.
Yeah.
So there was no flame anymore.
No more flame.
But I only got away with it for about half a season because somehow word got out.
I don't know how.
Actually, I never won a race with it.
No?
No.
That's crazy.
So is it cool enough that a win is a win? Do you kind of feel that way? Or do you kind of feel like, I would, but
Yeah. Whatever. Everybody's cheating in one way or another.
that's just the way I
If
feel.
you're not cheating, you're not trying. But anyway, somehow word got out, and somebody told me that they were going to be looking for it, so I took it all out, which I had the bottle mounted up under the dash, and I had a button drilled right into the gas pedal, like a starter button.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you push your foot just a little bit harder, when it's to
Click
the
the
floor,
button.
click that button. But anyway, I took it all out, but I left the brackets under the dash.
Oh.
So we finished the race. I might even have won. I don't remember. But anyway, because me and Luke Saunders were always battling
Mhm.
back then. He's looking around, looking at everything. He crawls underneath from the back of the car. He's underneath the dash like this looking. He sees them brackets in there. He's pissed because nothing else is in
Can't
there.
get you if it's not there, right?
Yeah. So he starts looking around. I had my strut kind of shimmed up with some washers.
Mhm.
That's what he DQ'd me for.
Oh, no, that's messed up.
My front strut was shimmed up with 3 or 4 washers. I probably didn't even help anything.
In the front, probably not. Maybe a rear would do
I don't
something.
know. I was always trying stupid shit.
Yeah.
Stuff, shit, whatever.
I heard a rumor that, well, people that know you told me if you don't take an extra lap after the race, the exhaust is still frosty. Is
It's
that
not
true?
the exhaust, the intake.
The intake
Yeah.
from the nitrous going through it, basically.
Yeah, so the first time we put the nitrous on, it was down to Diggins, the Robbins' shop. We took it out on the road, went down the road, come back, and the whole intake was covered in frost.
Oh,
That's awesome.
they ever get you for that nitrous in there? No.
I never actually got caught with it.
Oh.
I made it about, I think it was like around mid-season. And I never ran it again. But I won a couple races after I took it out. Because at Darlington, the corners are so tight.
Mm-hmm.
If you got the freaking nitrous going, then you end up coming into the corner too fast.
So it kind of push you up the hill instead
Yeah.
of turning.
But a place I really should have tried it was Farley.
Yeah.
Back when it was a half mile. That would have been cool. Never did, though.
Oh, she would have been moving by the end of the straightaway for sure.
Yeah, I used to have to send my dad down to Monroe to get the nitrous bottle filled. I never would show up myself, of course.
Right.
Yeah, good idea.
He'd tell him he had a pulling tractor or something, pulling truck. I don't know.
See, that's why you can't trust rumors. Everybody told me you got caught.
I didn't
Suspended
I never
or
did get caught.
banned or
Nothing,
something?
Nothing like that. No.
Jeez. Well, that kind of takes some of the story away.
Yeah, it kind of does, but it's still a fun story.
Oh yeah.
That was Max's question. What would happen if you got caught with that stuff and
I think it would just be DQ.
DQ'd? You don't think they'd say don't come back for the year or anything
I
dumb?
mean, it's good.
Depends on how mad the tech guy is that
It
night.
depends. You know, there was no IMCA or anything back then.
Right.
So around here, so
Well, that basically was IMCA back then. I mean,
yeah, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? The
so
rules were, but
you talk about the NOS, and how many cars have you run total? Like, not. I mean, you can count the 4-cylinder as one because they're basically all the same car for what you ran. Then you got the hobby
I
stock.
think I had 4 different 4-cylinder cars, four different ones, 3 or 4. So then I think it was right after the year I had the nitrous and everything. I thought, oh, maybe I should just move up. So I was gonna get limited stock, which is basically hobby stock now.
Right.
But then I ended up finding a deal on a B mod. So I attempted that for like a year or 2. That didn't go so well.
No.
No. It's just too expensive, you know. I just couldn't afford it, really.
Imagine now trying to get into that. Well, that's basically what a sport mod is now, right? B mods.
Yeah, but except for you could have more motor. You could run a 4-link in the back.
Gotcha.
So they were fast. They were faster than sport mods.
You ever go any higher than sport mod?
No. Well,
You drove
one
Jevin's
time.
car one night,
not
right?
Jevin, Ben Wilberding.
Ben's. Yeah.
That's actually what made me get back into racing. 2020.
Oh.
I was at the pits or something one night. He said, "Oh, I'm not going to be here next week. You might as well drive it." I'm like, "Oh, am I going to fit in this thing?"
Yeah, because their windows are like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got the seat. What the hell did I do? I don't remember if I moved the seat back or put a different seat in it. But I was able to get myself in it barely. But when I got in the car, my head was hitting the roof. Oh, I could barely move my head around, with the helmet on and everything. And when I had the steering wheel, was hitting my freaking belly. I could barely. I was up to 3rd at one point in the heat race. It didn't go terrible.
No.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I didn't wreck anything. I mean, like nothing major.
Right.
But when I was out there, one guy running my driver's door. It took the driver's door and kind of pushed it up and made the opening to get out about half the size it normally was.
So getting out was worse.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They were yanking on me, trying to pull me out of there. I ended up just scratching the shit out of my back on that jagged piece of metal,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
trying to get out of the car.
Winnie the Pooh, huh?
Good thing it didn't start on fire or something.
Don't
Yeah,
kid
no
it.
kidding. They're
That
not
happened,
cut
you're
yet
going to have a
there.
bad time.
Gonna have a bad time. What are we gonna hear that?
Yeah.
One of the million catchphrases you got.
I don't know about a million, but
That should be your slogan. Man of a million catchphrases.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, I know how those windows are pretty tight. I mean,
Yeah.
I drove Peyton's car. Well, I shouldn't say drive because it feels really fast to me out there after 3 months of
Yeah.
racing. But that was Benny's old sport mod.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's
Yep.
when then Peyton got it and
Where'd it go after that? Is that the
junkyard.
one? Oh,
it got scrapped.
Okay.
That thing was so bent up it wasn't even funny. And then he got one from Wes. That one ran halfway decent, pretty good. And TJ ended up with that. I think Johnny Hawkins got that.
Yeah, I
one
think
now.
so. Yeah.
Let's see what happens there, huh?
Yeah, what's he doing this year?
Don't know.
Hmm.
I should have to ask like Matt Bennett and them and see what they think. Everybody thinks all the Bennett's related. You're not related to them, are you?
No, I mean,
Shockingly,
as far as I know, I'm not. We could be distantly, but
there's about 100 different Bennett
it's not
families.
close enough that it matters.
Right.
So, I mean, we could be related somehow. I'm sure we are.
Right.
There's so many Bennetts.
Dad said we're related to one family of Bennett's. And
Oh, I'm sure.
it's crazy. Well, it's Benton, so one
Yeah.
way or another, you're
Yeah,
probably
I'm
related.
sure, yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you how it felt was a flip. You flipped,
Oh,
flipped
yeah.
one pretty good not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really get hurt.
No, does it feel like when you're in the process of going
it
over?
was felt like very slow. It was like, is this ever going to be over?
Right.
That was mainly it.
remember the in car. About all it was, your hands kind of floated up a little bit, and
Yeah, my
jerking
hands
around.
my one hand kind of hit the roll bar, but didn't hurt it any. Man, that was a ride though. That
yeah.
was a ride.
Well, it digged her up pretty good. The roof was.
The roof was pretty rough shape.
How would you fix it enough to actually bring it back? Like,
Well, I don't know. If you look at my TikTok channel, there's a clip of that video on there. Stimulator chassis on TikTok.
there you go.
I hooked a strap, like a toe strap, to one side, and then I hooked it to my basketball hoop pole.
Oh,
Then I used my side by side with the winch and hooked it to the other side. It was kind of pulling on both sides.
Right?
It actually straightened it out some. Not straight, but it straightened. It was kind of like this,
Yeah, it was.
and it did bring it back down some. So
I mean, it was pretty much flat on the top and just kind of looked wrinkled
yeah, it
on
was
the
just very
side.
wrinkled on the sides.
It gave it character.
Yeah, luckily Chuck got a new fiberglass roof for the stock car, so he's giving me the old one. So
That's what he was telling us.
there
Yeah.
you go.
But we got yelled at for calling him Chuck, though. And that's all I've ever known him. He's like, Charlie. Charlie is the first thing he said in the episode was Charlie.
well, he can yell at me all he wants, but it's too late at this point. I'm calling him Chuck.
like we said in the last episode, I've known him my whole life, and it's always been Chuck, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to be able to correct it.
No, it's too late for that.
Yep.
Charlie's his pinball name. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, yep. And he didn't want to talk about pinball.
Charlie's his pen name. That's what you
Pen
could say. His
name.
pen name.
And what's this? I hear you're fighting with a bear all the time on that
Yeah, I
show,
don't know. I just bears.
and he says he can't see.
I have a thing with bears. I don't like them. I just
No,
don't like them.
yeah, he says all he sees is you fighting with air.
Mm-hmm. Guess we'll see. We'll see what happens this year on Old Guy Hobbies on YouTube.
Gotta watch it.
Watch it.
I'll check it out.
So, what's your favorite part of racing? What do you get out of it?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, the driving, of course, most of the time is fun.
Yeah,
You
this
know.
year a little less.
Yeah, it was. I had a pretty good time most this year. I kind of sucked at Dubuque. I got in the top 5 quite a few times in Darlington. Dubuque, I don't know. I just sucked at Dubuque.
Yeah,
It's just the way it is.
it just felt like just about every night something dumb would
Yeah, I
happen.
don't know why.
You'd have to go to the back and then fight your way all the way back up again.
Right. Spin out in front of the whole freaking field. There's
Aw.
something stupid, you know. Everybody's done that,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah. I did it in the 4-cylinder. It's
Yeah.
not fun.
It's not fun, no.
That's the worst time to do it. Is when
Yeah.
everybody's coming at you.
But I'm going back. I'm going to run Dubuque again.
Yeah.
There you go.
I heard big plans about Dubuque, so
Yep.
that's where I'm going to take mine.
Are you? Hobby stock?
Yeah, as long as we get it running, as long as I can get everything paid for and going, I feel like there's more room.
Speaking of that, I just come from shopping to Diggins
Yeah?
for here, and you got your engine going.
Oh, there you
Boy,
go.
Oh,
That means I got to get some money
yeah,
for it.
Yeah.
better get some cabbage.
Yeah, you ain't going to be too happy
Rolled
if I
up
don't.
here. Oh, she's looking nice. That thing looks like it's going to climb trees.
Yeah?
Oh,
It's gonna be a fun season.
oh yeah.
Better start working your butt off, get that money going.
Hopefully trees and not fence poles.
Yeah.
They're pretty similar, so.
Yeah. So I was going to wait for later, but this, what kind of advice would you give somebody like me? Being you came from 4-cylinders too, up into
Yeah.
hobby stocks, you know, you kind of said that forget about all that.
Basically, you driving a 4-cylinder did not prepare you in any way to drive a rear-wheel drive race car.
but, right. So anybody just getting into a hobby stock, what would you tell them right away? What to expect and trying to do and whatnot?
Just take it easy, ride around in the back, try to figure it out. Because I think it's one of the hardest classes of car to drive.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have quick steer, so you're just on that wheel all the time. It's basically
Stock.
the stock steering speed.
At least there's
You got a tire that's like this wide. You don't get any traction.
right. I don't know. I was worried about getting into a rear-wheel drive, mostly because of my experience with Peyton's car. But I know that's 100% different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would put it to the floor in that thing, and they want to turn right and put me in the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they'll go.
But I've never even. I've been in the car just to sit in it. I've never had any motor in it. I've never driven even rear-wheel drive cars not very often. I've done front-wheel drive
I'd
cars.
say go as many practices as you can.
Yeah, I already told Dad we're gonna have to talk to my boss and see if I can get some Tuesdays available, or at least switch spots with somebody. That's what I'm wanting to do. I figured Dubuque's got a little bit more room to spin out, not in the wall right away.
Yep,
just a little bit at least.
But in Darlington, it seems like everybody's wanting to win right away. They got 20 laps to do it or whatever,
Mhm.
and
15 or whatever they do. I don't even know what we run over there.
we run I think 10 now. We were 12, so it's actually probably 12 laps. They seem to have us four cylinders on Hobby Stock pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad seems to think I need to take both cars to some race, and I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I think I need to just get a handle on it.
yeah.
It's going to be a long road, I think.
It'll be entertaining for me at least. I'll be
He's
recording.
going to come around and record it so we get better race footage
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think driving both, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
To go from one back and forth to the other all year, front wheel drive to rear wheel drive, it'll be tough.
For sure, but I figure, hey, we got really close last year.
Yep.
Missed it by like one race in points. Figured give it one more good year at that. If I don't learn anything in hobby stock, just go out there and try. Just get a feel for it. 'Cause
Yep.
like I told you, I don't know what it's going to feel like.
Yeah.
Pushing instead of pulling, front wheel drive cars kind of point and shoot, and this is kind of not that. Well,
Oh, it's not really point and shoot at all.
kind of the same thing as far as coming into the corner, though, because coming in too fast, at least in my head, you're going to go straight, not left.
Yep.
But any guys you really like racing with, and
Oh, Jevin,
Gavin?
of course.
I would-
Chuck, even though he's not in the class anymore, that was always fun. Jimmy Dasher always races you clean.
Yeah,
Always.
don't let that guy get out
Especially when
front.
he's flying by you.
Yeah.
When he's a half a lap ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yep. I don't know. I heard he might be moving up
Oh,
the stock car. I heard things.
didn't
I
he do
heard
that
things.
last year, though. He said he was going to do that
Yeah,
last year.
I heard he bought another one. Rumor mill's churning. It's churning.
He was talking to somebody about it at O'Reilly's the other day at work.
Oh yeah.
I didn't quite hear him because he was talking to somebody else, but
Oh.
called me the other day. Jonathan Wald, and giving me crap on the phone.
Mhm.
It tends to happen once I figure out
Yeah.
the people that race call me up, and a couple prank calls.
Nope.
Yeah.
So you watch the show. What are your thoughts so far on the concept? We know the quality is kind of low, but
Yeah, except the first episode.
yeah, the first episode, we're not going to use that as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the audio really
Yeah,
needs a little work.
you were kind of
That's
giving
it,
us some
really.
pointers on
Yeah.
that earlier. But the concept, I
The
think
content
it's okay.
is good. I've enjoyed the stuff you talked about. Yep. That's been good.
That's my problem. I get on a talking rant.
Oh, that's
That's a
perfect
podcast.
for a podcast.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what
a
I keep
podcast is
saying.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't chime in, and I feel like a jerk at the end of it. Last week he talked a lot, but
Yeah.
that was also because we didn't have any guests. It was just me and him.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's fine. Helps me out. Don't have to say much. I got my drink, so I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a drink this time.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
That's for the next segment. We usually try 3 different new drinks every week and give that a go.
I don't even drink.
That's what Chuck said.
I'm goofy enough already. I don't need it.
No, I hear
Hey,
you.
I don't blame you. Everybody does their own thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't have to drink to have a good time.
Yep.
What was your favorite part this year in the Niner?
Oh boy, it's had an interesting year this year.
Yeah.
I did get some top fives at Arlington. I ran with the fast cars pretty close in Darlington quite a few times. So that's good. It's a good feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Be able to run with them guys that I think got way more money in their car than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah.
running a $1,200 car.
That's where you need to be right there. Don't need to
Yeah.
dump that much into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've spent more on my car than you have that.
Well, I mean, that's what I originally bought it for
Right.
4 years ago, 5 years ago.
And there's been
You know,
quite a bit of work
We've
on
cut it apart, upgraded stuff. Had the frame on the frame machine.
Mhm.
It's been bent, been straightened. So,
Never bad. I don't believe that for a second.
yeah. It was pretty far off at one time.
I do enjoy, I will say, I do enjoy watching it with anybody, like the Benton crew, you know, running with Kevin or Mark or
Mhm.
any of those guys in the pack. It's always fun watching, figuring out,
Oh yeah.
gonna give them more room or you're gonna run them
Yeah.
tight? What's going on here? Eric and I always said, well, at least I know that guy's gonna give me just an inch more,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. At least not slam into the side of you anyway.
Yeah. Well, we probably have that every now and then, though.
Yeah.
Not gonna get in big old fights about it, though, are you?
No. I haven't gotten in a fight since
Since way back
Yeah.
way
when.
back then.
Back in the good old days.
Oh man, yeah. I'm glad we got that out of our class too, because we had a couple
Yeah.
years. There was a couple guys who really liked to get physical about things, or get in your face and scream at you the whole time.
Yeah, I know that I had that issue too in Ford Cylinder. Guys think they're in NASCAR or something.
Yeah.
At the lowest form of
Yeah.
this track classes, racing for less than what you paid to get the car there, basically.
Pretty much.
I was joking around with my dad. You know, the old NASCAR pots were like $125 for the winter. I looked at my dad and I said, "Well, I'm glad we still get paid the same amount as they did back in the day." It's not about the money, though. You
No.
could probably say that too. If it was for
Yeah.
the money, you wouldn't be there.
Well, yeah. If I only cared about money, I wouldn't be racing. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
There's no making money.
Yeah.
no memories and fun.
Actually, last year though, Dubuque, their payout was really good,
Oh yeah,
especially in hobby stock. I think it was like 500 to win every night.
Yeah, I heard
That was
about
crazy.
that.
So it was worth going over there. It actually, most nights I would figured I'd break even anyway.
right. And we said that. I mean, you could break and not even run the feature, and we got like $80 just showing
Yeah,
up, basically.
yeah.
Which kind of gets tough at some points. You just got to get enough people in the door to do it.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I always say, bring a friend to the track if you're going. What can we expect from you going forward? Plans and
actually, I got an engine going together, lower ends together. Just waiting on a set of heads. Cam. We just pulled my car out snowbank today.
oh boy,
We're going to shove it in the shop and start putting a new body on it and all that stuff.
There you go.
I'm not really going to do much else to it. You know, maybe just, upgrade some suspension parts, new ball joints, bearings, just
look it over real good,
that
basically.
typical stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything major. So basically, new body, new engine. I'll have my engine from last year as a backup, so I'll be in pretty good shape for
Right.
this year.
Yeah, I'll be Flintstoning it if I don't get anything coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta
The
get
car
that
looks
side.
shiny, but other than that,
I've been there. Oh, what year was it? Was it the first year? Yeah. I blew up my engine like right at the end of the year.
Lancaster race was it?
Actually, it was in Makokata.
Makoka.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different year.
And
now.
then Jason had another engine sitting there that he put together for himself for backup. He let me use that. I think I ran a couple nights to Dubuque, Grant County Fair race, went to Tipton, ran 3 nights down there. When we ran when they had the Iowa Dirt Nationals in Dubuque, 3
Yep.
nights. I think I put 10 nights on that engine of his.
Jeez.
And it's still running. That was like 4 years ago. He just freshened it up here. That's been a good engine. But
Usually, if he gets his hands on a motor, it's a decent motor.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be able to race. He's helped me out so much. I wouldn't be able to do it.
If it wasn't for him, I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at even with my car.
Oh yeah.
Let alone, not alone the motor, but telling me what he sees. He's got extremely good insight. I mean,
Oh yeah.
there's only so much you can tell from just driving that night.
Yep.
Something that he says is going to stick with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is the professor.
The professor. Right?
Life lessons and all.
You can't argue with that.
No,
Yeah, no
You just
kidding.
can't.
he truly is a professor. You can't even say he's a know-it-all. Well, he does know it all, it seems.
At least when it comes to engines and racing, that's
For sure. And I've learned if he tells you to warm it up for 10 minutes, don't skim on the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yep.
He was pretty mad at me, I heard, about that. Built a pretty good motor for the Neon and told me warm it up for 10 minutes. I said, I'll warm it up for 10 minutes to get there, and I was too antsy, got it.
Oh, started hot dogging it, huh?
Blew the
Too
oil
early.
filter seal out of it.
Oh.
Didn't let it warm up enough.
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
Yeah. He probably chewed me out to everybody else a bunch, but I know at least one person told me, yeah, he wasn't too happy with you after that. But I learned.
Hey,
Yep.
I let it warm up.
Learned the hard way.
At least it didn't ruin it. That was
Yeah,
a good thing. We were able to save it.
You
that's
got
good.
that going for you, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we had any luck, that'd be the one time we had luck. I don't know if you're that type of guy, but usually it seems on the lower side of the luck side.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Just, I don't know, you ever have basically lead the whole thing and then just throw it away at the end, or
Yep.
basically have it locked up and
Yep, did that a couple times this past season.
yeah.
I don't know if I threw it away, but I might have got ran into very last lap.
I'd do it.
One time, maybe a couple times, I was in the lead. Somebody wanted it way worse than I did, obviously. Not going to name any names, but yeah.
Give you a little shove out of the way, did they?
Yeah. Yeah. But it's the way she goes.
Yeah.
Hey.
And consistency seems to be a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
Like just run the same lap if it's working, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like when Landon Bennett won, he just held a good line. Nobody could get by him.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
What helped his dad was blocking for him.
Yeah.
Because I was right behind him. That helped.
I remember seeing just kind of like at Lancaster, Carson did kind of like held the perfect line, just stayed there.
Yeah. Sometimes
Even-
that's all you got to do.
Even a faster car
The
couldn't get there.
one race I won in hobby stock, that's what I did.
You've only won one race in the hobby
The
stock.
first year,
Seems like you've won more.
like within a month of me starting, I won a race and I haven't won one since.
Damn.
I just drove it around the bottom. I started on like the pole.
Yeah,
Just drove around the bottom, nice and easy, because it was kind of slick.
right.
Nobody. I was waiting for everybody to just come flying by me, but it never happened. So
No,
at least I got one win, and pretty long dry spell since then.
and
4 years or so.
really.
That was 2021.
Yeah, that's been that long. Holy smokes.
Yep.
That's crazy to think that. It feels like just yesterday. I mean, I remember the night you got into Kevin's or Benny's car.
Yep.
I remember that night pretty vividly. 'Cause we parked right there.
Yep. Yep.
You were how long? So you got one in the hobby stock. You got any wins in any? You got 4-cylinder or at least one. How many?
Yeah, I
do
think
you
I got 2 or 3
2 or 3.
4 cylinders. I never really raced for points ever.
Yeah.
You know, I got
Sure.
other shit I do too, the band, and I got way too many hobbies always. So I got a side by side and a camper.
Oh yeah.
So I got other things I do too. So I don't really race for points.
And God forbid it snows.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All last weekend I was in a plow truck
Yep.
out there serving the public.
I remember we were getting you ready on the show road, and yeah, I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
The backup. Oh, we got plans. Not gonna make it. The backup to the backup. Yeah, I'm gonna be stuck at work with the snow. So
Should just put a cardboard cutout of somebody here.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
John
good idea.
Hawking or
Should
somebody.
yeah.
Gilbert's here.
Yeah.
I should
Put,
sit him.
Put Hawk's face on that.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he watches. You're watching. Comment down below.
Yeah.
Any comment will help.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if it's hey, you're
Even mean ones.
yeah.
Exactly.
I'll read them all, whether it hurts my feelings or not.
Mhm. Yep.
Constructive criticism, whatever. But where are we at on time, Blair?
We're reaching
Started
about 40 minutes now.
40 minutes?
Well,
It's rolling along.
Oh, yeah. We were started about, what, 10 minutes late? Got kind of talking after we're sitting here.
yeah, about
Oh,
10,
yeah.
20. I couldn't tell you, though.
Chuck had a date. We ran late on him, and uh-oh.
Yeah, that's right. He booked it out here.
Yeah, we were sitting in the driveway. He was telling us some things, and he
Yeah.
goes, wait, what time is it? Oh, I gotta go. And he took off running to the car.
Yeah.
But I think we just about covered any notes. You got any stories or anything you'd like to tell before you obviously got to do more research to get you back on?
Yeah, I don't know. Just, you want to see more of me? Just watch the Old Guy Hobbies on YouTube. There's plenty of stupid shit on there with me. Plenty.
Plenty.
I'm sure you've seen them.
I hear you make a lot of friends. I watch them all.
Yeah, well, we went to 141 Speedway with the stock car, and we got recognized up there right away.
That would be pretty neat.
It was.
Okay,
It was.
yeah.
I went to Independence just to race one. I don't remember if it was on a Monday. They were having races on Mondays
Mm-hmm.
every so often. But some guy come over, race another hobby stock, and he's, hey, aren't you Manny from YouTube? I'm like, yeah, that's me. So I ended up talking to him. I ended up doing an interview with him, and Chuck put it on one of the videos. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
The 141, that's where my Cavalier came from, my first race.
Oh, really?
car. Yeah.
That's a cool place up there.
Yeah, I'd love to go see it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm told my car doesn't fit the rules, though, so not anymore.
There wasn't any four cylinders.
Not that time.
But
Probably
that was
because
like
it was a special
Yeah, it
event.
was a
Yeah.
special, yeah.
I know a couple guys that race there still pretty weekly. And
Yep.
They have any sport mods up there that night?
Yeah, they had them.
You see anybody with the OK sport mod? I think that
I don't really
Brendan
remember.
K is the guy who built my
Oh, okay.
my Cavalier. And he drives I think it's still blue and orange OK sport mod.
Okay, I didn't really pay attention.
Right. Didn't know if you happened to see
Yeah.
it, but and he sold it to somebody who's in. I think he's in a street stock now up there, and
But, okay.
that's Kyle Dimmick. That's his name. He runs 55 too. I bought it. It was already 55.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Zero
no.
effort required. You just kept the same number, huh?
It was gonna be 55 either way.
Okay.
It was Dad's football number, then it was my football number, and I
Oh.
just kind of left it there. But actually, I take it back. He doesn't run the street stock anymore. I think he's in a sport mod now too.
Oh, really?
Everybody's moving up in the world. He had a whole truckload of tires. We drove, what is it, like 3.5, 4.5 hours, something like that, up to 141 area.
It's like 3.5 or
Yeah,
so.
it was Two Rivers is where we ended up getting the car from.
Okay.
He had a whole truck bed full of tires. He's like, yeah, all those I think are yours. I think we got a couple street stock tires out of it by
Probably.
accident, but then I was going to load it up on the car. My uncle hopped in it and drove it down the street full bore, and the guy who sold it to us was like, ooh, the neighbors hate that thing. Hopefully they don't call the cops.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Do you ever get the sense of, like, yeah, I really didn't know how to drive? That's how I started.
I still get the sense of, I still get
You
that
think
sense
so?
sometimes, yeah.
Hopefully, are you going to be one of those guys that said they're going to put the first tire mark on my car? That's what Matt Bennett said.
Oh.
He said that. Landon told me that. He said, I'm going to put a big old tire mark on the side of your car.
If the opportunity presents itself,
There you go.
Chrome don't get you home. Oh,
we'll have
well.
to see how fast I'm driving by you.
Well, it'll be pretty fast. But
I
I'm
don't know,
sure,
might
I'm sure
not.
the first time I'm out there, I'll be like, I'm flying.
Actually, Jason was just telling me today, there's a chance he might beat you. I'm like, well, he could.
Well, motor maybe. Driver, that's where it's got to fill in.
You're saying there could be some driver error?
Probably. Please don't murder me right away.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. I'm still learning. I gotta relearn everything.
It'll be a good show regardless.
I'm
Gotta-
still learning, so
I gotta fix my steering shaft too. Chuck took the coupler out of it for the red car when he had it,
oh yeah.
and it fit his perfectly. Still, and the one he gave me was off the old car and it's too small. You could get it just on the edge. You have to hammer it on with a sledgehammer to get it to go on. Don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
Jason thought it was a little rusted up. I took a file to clean it up a little bit. I didn't take any metal off, just cleaned it up.
It's kind of weird. I thought they were pretty much universal.
I talked to like Wes, and Wes is like, "Oh no, there's a lot of different sizes, and it depends
I
on
didn't know that.
where you go." And
You know, he's a parts man.
yeah. So and then somebody gave me well, Mark Bonetta gave me at work. I kind of told him about it. He gave me a steering coupler. You know, kind of a you help me out down the road, maybe buy me a beer or whatever.
Yep.
But he gave me one that's a hex style one if I want to lop it off. But I'm gonna try to not do that if I can get away with it.
Yeah, he's real good about helping guys
Yeah.
out. He sold me some body panels real cheap. Threw in some other stuff with it. I don't even remember what.
That's a good
maybe
part
a
about
good
where
deal.
we're
Yeah.
at.
Yeah.
Good part about where we're at. Everybody seems to help everybody.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I remember even you guys helping me out the night my freaking trunk lid fell off when I
Yeah.
was leading the race. And you guys pulled it off, and you guys said go. I didn't even hear you. I yelled go, and I floored it down the pits because somebody in your guys' group told me to. I think it might have been either Cal or Steve Hoffman, one of the two. I got yelled at. Matt, Chris came down and chewed me out at the end of the night. Don't ever do that again, or you won't be coming back. And I looked at him and said, yeah, I understand. That was dumb of me. I get it. But all it takes is one person to step out.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing how much they don't hear cars running back there. Well, hundreds of cars back there at night.
Well, you kind of tune
Oh,
it
yeah.
out too. So
Yeah, tune it out. You're at the races.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think anything about a motor.
Yep. Can't do it alone. Everybody needs help.
For
It
sure.
don't matter.
yeah.
Takes a village.
Takes a village.
Takes a village. Yep.
Wise words.
Mhm.
I know when you guys pull it, I try to go over there. Usually I don't know what I'm doing, so I just stand there and go, you guys need anything? I'll run back and get some.
All right. Just keep looking. You're always gonna learn something.
Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to have to get you on again. I kind of ramble about stuff that's
Oh,
kind
that's
of
okay.
unrelated at the end there, but I really appreciate you taking time
What's
out
your
of your
opinion
day.
on the new Crown Vic class coming?
Crown Big Class is going to be pretty cool.
It's gonna be
Pretty
awesome.
cool, as long as it doesn't take too many drivers out of like the four
So
cylinders.
we got a guy from Benton, you know.
I saw it. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Just
Yeah,
across the street from my uncle down there.
He works with me at the county, and
Yeah.
I may or may not have kind of talked him into it.
He's gonna. Was he gonna put his kid in it? He was telling me.
Yeah, he's gonna drive
Thought about
it. His kid doesn't turn 14 till August,
Oh, just
so
gonna,
he's gonna drive it till then.
and then he's not gonna want to let anybody else drive it.
Probably by then, he's not gonna want to get out of
He's
it.
gonna have to buy another Crown.
He's got two of them.
He's got two of them. Oh,
Ah.
he said that.
He's got. I went with him to get the one that's kind of race ready
Yep.
from down Illinois, and then he's got a parts car. So
You think they're going to be able to get? Well, the vehicle always gets done pretty early. You think they're going to get done early,
see.
or how many guys think they're going to pull out of that class, out of their classes? Because I know a bunch of guys are
I
hobby
don't
stock
know.
guys or sport mud guys are going to come out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least that's what I've been hearing, seeing on Facebook. Well, that's
No, we had plenty of hobby stocks before, and we're gaining one for sure.
yeah,
I'm sure we'll gain at least a couple more hobby stocks.
for sure.
usually
It's,
do
it's a
every
very
year.
popular class.
So it ain't gonna hurt the hobby stocks any, I'm sure.
they could probably lose one out of the 30 cars in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Sport mods are a little thin down there. Probably gonna lose probably late model guys come down and race cheaper cars. You think? Because they're supposed to be factory. Supposed to
Yeah,
be.
supposed to be.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I hope they stick to
Keep the
it.
reins. I don't know. It's gonna be like a 4-cylinder class.
Yeah, I hope they don't let it get out of hand. Basically.
So there's like upwards 10+ grand in 4-cylinder cars now, which is ridiculous.
That is crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, that's for sure.
when I hopped in 8 years ago, we ran single overhead cam neon engines. Now if you do that,
Won't even keep up.
you might be top 10
Oh,
if
jeez.
10 cars show up.
Yeah.
It's pretty far back. I mean, if you can drive, it'll help.
Yeah, that's That's what everybody had when I was in 4-cylinders. Singles. They were just starting to run the dual overhead cam engines then.
You got to do a little different things with those. You can't just run them the way they are because they don't like to run high RPM for long periods of time. Like the 2.4 Neon engine, you'll fly away from the field the whole race, and about halfway through the race, it'll feel like it's going down on power. They got like an oiling problem, and the oil doesn't get to the top. You got to kind of figure out a way to work with that. We've got some things on ours that may or may not be the right thing to do, but it seems quick the way it is.
Yeah, it's definitely fast, that's for sure.
I got to check compression on it because I'm not sold that it's not. That might be a little work on it. I don't know that for a fact. But
get it hot or what?
I think one of the nights, the beginning when it was like super hot outside, I think either we had a switch fail on the fan or something like that, and it ran a couple laps with no fans or something. I looked down and the temp was a little high.
Just reminded me of a good story.
Oh, here we go.
We wire in 4-cylinders. When I helped Jeff Robbins build that first car, you wire up your fan direct.
Yep.
Well, we may or may not have used speaker wire to wire up the fan. Yeah, we had it running, like coming in the firewall, running down right next to his leg or something, and the wire got so hot it burned his leg.
Oh,
started on fire or something. I don't know.
Oh my!
Oh, that's great.
Didn't quite like the voltage and stuff running through it, huh?
I mean, we were so low budget that pretty sure he was in the lead one night. He ran out of gas, and so he come in. We had like half a gallon of gas that we dumped in the car, and he went back out. He ran out again. Oh no!
Oh, I can't imagine. I mean, Eric said that happened. He told me he'd get to the corner, pop, 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 and then it'd take off again.
Man, talk about low budget.
Yeah, I thought we were low budget, but that's.
I mean, I'm low budget now compared to a lot of these guys, but nothing compared to back then. Man,
Dad and I, we forgot to put fuel in the Cavalier one night because we were low on funds.
Uh-oh.
Got to the track and saw that we were low on fuel, and Grandpa gave me some money to go down and get some gas from the parts truck, and all I had was that methanol crap.
Oh no!
I bought 5 gallons of methanol and threw it in there.
Oh,
and it didn't hurt it one bit. It ran fine. The exhaust was cherry red, but it ran good.
Yeah, I bet.
It was like $80 for 5 gallons, but that's all they had. We didn't have time to run up. It was like calling us for heat races or whatever.
Oh man,
that stuff burned up quick.
Sounds like recipe for having a bad time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We didn't even think about it till after. Like the parts guy even looked at me and goes, "I only have methanol. Are you sure you want that?" "Yeah, give it to me. Whatever. I need fuel." "Are you sure?"
It worked, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. I got top 5 in that car probably because 6 cars showed up, 7 cars showed up. I didn't know a single thing. I can't even watch my first 3.5 years of racing. Just because I was telling everybody I was holding my line and it was running full bore down the front stretch and throwing it to the bottom and sliding up into people's doors. They're coming down on me, I'd say. Nope.
Yep.
Pushing like a dump truck. Well, I guess we've been dragging on this closing part. I keep coming up with stuff to say.
You let
just
it
keep
ride.
moving the goalposts, don't you?
Yeah. That could be an issue, but
That's okay.
I really appreciate you coming on. It's been
No
fun.
problem.
Yeah, we'll have to bring you on again and tell everybody how bad you whooped me on the track.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have some good stories from that, that's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Depends on the night. I suck some nights, and some nights I do all right. So,
Oh, well, on that note, this has been episode 6 of the Beers and Gears podcast.
Yeah. Until next time, folks.
See ya.